Hello, my name is Douglas Robinson. I am a solutions consultant with Beyond 20. In this video, I'm going to be discussing how we can resolve certain types of error messages that we might get when we try to publish blueprints, or more commonly maps that try to add in certain indexes that we may not have on our system. So in the example that I'm going to go over today, I'm going to assume that you have a system where you have content that either does not have or no longer has the service cart business object, and you've tried to apply a map from the map exchange that actually references the incident business object. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because depending on what maps you apply, some of them, if they touch incident, if you're missing something like service cart, will actually copy over indexes, which will generate these little error messages here. So let's take a look at indexes on a business object, and we'll be able to look at what those actually are and what I mean when I say that. So when you create a map, most objects that you touch will actually be added to that map when you make changes to the business objects. And if you add a business object to the map, all of the indexes for that business object are actually going to be added to that map automatically. Now, what this means is if you apply a map for a certain business object like incident, and it does contain all of the indexes, and you don't have some of those indexes on your system, they will be created automatically. So in this example environment that I'm working on, I have an example here of a map that's been applied, and on this system, all of the indexes for incident were copied over and were merged onto the system. But on my system, I don't have the service cart business object. So I have two indexes here, or I have one index here, I should say, that has a service cart rec ID field that's expected, and the field actually doesn't exist on my business object. So when I go to scan my business object, I get a couple of really strange error messages here that say incident IDX underscore service cart rec ID DB attribute. And it says the field does not exist, the field is missing from the incident business object. So what this means essentially, and the best way to look for this is going to be this icon here, is this means that you have an index on your business object that is missing a field. So it's referencing a field that does not actually exist in your environment. So the best resolution to this issue is going to be navigating up to that business object, so in this case incident, going to the business object properties, finding the index based on this name right here that has the issue, and we'll do something with that index. So in this case, for incident, we'll edit business object, we'll select business object properties, and we'll go to the database page. On this database page, where we look at all of the indexes, in our example, we have an issue with the incident IDX service cart rec ID index, which is being brought over by a map. Since that's not something we use on our system, and we don't have any columns to add to this because the field it's looking for does not exist, I'm simply going to delete this index. After I do that, I should be able to click OK, apply changes. I will save my blueprint, and then I can publish and scan. And after that, I should be done. That's actually the only thing that you need to do to resolve that type of error message that you get when you're publishing a blueprint or applying a map. So if you do run into issues with indexes where you get that error message with a very strange name and then it says DB attribute and field does not exist, that is actually relevant to an index issue. So we can go through the business object properties, and if it's an index that we're not using or that we don't need, we can actually just remove it from the business object. If you'd like to know, or if you'd like to see more videos like this one, feel free to check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/beyond20. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comments section below.